Hi, I'm Chris Oldland. I'm the Editor-in-Chief at Field Service News, and I'm here in Lucerne at the Spring Servitization Conference. And I'm talking to Peter Alexander. Peter, you've just given a great final closing keynote for day 2 here. I wanted to just have a quick conversation around some of the kind of things that came out. The first thing that you opened up, great slide, two fists colliding, and I think you phrased it as a battle of mindsets and a clash of cultures between product and service guys. I mean, maybe you could just kind of define that a little bit more for me and tell me, how do we overcome that kind of that clash of mindsets?
Well, first of all, thanks. It's talking about my former business, and it's, I could go on for hours. There is a fundamental clash of cultures, if you will, between product groups and service groups. The people are different, their focus is different, their orientations towards the markets are different, the people they talk to at a customer are different. And while they need to be able to cooperate and talk to each other, I think it's important that we do understand that they are fundamentally different in their makeup, DNA, if you will.
Yeah, sure. And the final slide, to kind of condense what was a great 40-minute presentation into 2 slides. The final slide was this beautiful collaboration. Yes. A great image there. How do we bridge that gap? How do we go from two very, very opposing mindsets, difference in the DNA, like you say, to kind of getting these guys to work together?
Well, as part of the servitization process, it's recognized that it's evolutionary. And once the two groups, the product and the service, have been able to sort out their own areas and their own houses and get comfortable in those arenas and what their responsibilities are, then you can bring them back together because you've reduced tensions and they can start to see value through the collaborative efforts. And that's really what it's ultimately about, is delivering value to both your company and your employees, and especially your customers.
There was one phrase you put in the presentation, and it's something that we hear a lot. It's a bit of a cliche, almost a hackneyed phrase. We want to delight our customers. We want to make our customers feel fantastic. We want to exceed expectations. But you used the phrase, we want to make our customers feel like a hero, be the hero. What did you mean by that?
Well, I also talked a lot about the relationships in service sales, and that the relationships can be critical to the development and growth of a service business. Once you take that relationship to heart and you start to understand your customer much better, you find that if you make him a hero, he becomes an arm and an extension of your sales team. And he can actually promote you within his own organization and bring new opportunities to you if you make him a hero.
Making him the internal champion, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. The final area I just wanted to touch on, you spoke about this in quite depth, was leadership in service. We saw in one of the earlier presentations as well, real challenges for some organizations in terms of managing the service management chain. Not every great field tech will make a great manager. What is it that makes a great leader within a service organization?
First off, they have to be entrepreneurial. They really have to look at opportunities and have the creativity and freedom of thought to come up with a solution that will meet a customer's needs. Secondly, they have to have some courage to be able to step off into these things. These are often unknown areas, and be able to do that and make their organizations believe in it as well. If you can make your organization believe in it and follow you into these areas, into these opportunities, you'll grow and develop your business. Secondly, they have to be really transparent throughout the organization. They have to be visible, they have to be showing, they have to be living the culture that you want your people to be living and espousing. You have to be able to make those decisions fast, not rely on hierarchies and processes. Be able to step in and help them solve their problems. And that was always one of my biggest thoughts towards leadership. One of my biggest jobs was to solve my people's problems, to help them do their business more than to have them focus internally and feeding my needs. I need to meet their needs.
One final question. For those companies that are trying to build their leadership teams within their service divisions, look into the internal workforce. What you've referenced there, are these skills that can be taught, or is this something that's ingrained within them?
That's a tough one. I think, and I would hate to be absolutist, but I think there are some character traits, DNA if you will, that make a good service leader. The people who are in a product organization are always, or not always, but are quite often extremely structured, and service is not necessarily always a structured setting.
Existing in the chaos, I think you referenced in your
Absolutely.
presentation as well.
Yes.
Peter, thank you very much for your time.
Chris, I appreciate it.